Let's check out the results, and first I'll orient you to this graph. At the bottom on the x-axis you have costly and free conditions for the 5-year-olds and the costly and free conditions for the 6-year-olds. In this experiment, they're judging selfish allocations. And what is shown is the proportion of rejections in those different conditions. The question is, are we going to see more rejections when the participant observed an unequal allocation between the two absent kids, and the condition where the child observed an equal allocation? If the child has an understanding of basic fairness norms, we should expect more rejections in the case of the unequal allocations. But again, this is third party. They're viewing from the outside, and this could be considered a form of punishment. For the 5-year-olds, they did not observe a difference in rejection rates for equal and unequal allocations. They didn't observe a difference between unequal and equal allocations in the costly condition, when it was costly to punish, or in the free condition, when there was no cost of punishing or accepting. But by the age of 6, they found that suddenly children were showing that distinction in their behavior. They were more likely to punish or reject the unequal allocations than the equal allocations. And they did this whether they would be down a skittle or not. So the costliness generally took down their rejections, but it didn't change the difference between equal and unequal conditions for rejections for the costly 6-year-olds. So what does this mean? What can we conclude? Interestingly, 5-year-olds did not systematically punish selfish offers in those third-party players. But 6-year-olds did. They systematically punished unfair offers at that point. As far as costliness of punishment matters. For both 5 and 6-year-olds, it significantly reduced the number of rejections for unequal allocations for the 6-year-olds. However, still the 6-year-olds were more likely to reject unequal than equal allocations, and you didn't see that in the 5-year-olds. The authors concluded from this, third-party punishment first emerges around 6 years of age. To wrap up this lecture, let's look at these different categories again. Within the domain of fairness, researchers have examined a lot of different areas, and we looked at, first, expectations of fairness, second, sharing behavior, 3, inequity aversion, and 4, punishment. The results allow us to sketch out a rough timeline of fairness in early development. We know that early in development, children react negatively when they have less than others, around the age of 4 to 5. And they will pay to deprive their peers of the better reward. In general, the selfishness starts to ease up around age 6, and in mid-childhood, children start to pay to punish those who have been unfair, and they're more likely to give out fair offers. This all suggests a growing awareness that fairness norms are part of general social cognition. And you see that this awareness increases dramatically around age 8. So in late childhood, children become suddenly willing to forgo a relatively large reward to ensure that they personally don't have more than others. What developmental data show is that children not only adhere to norms of fairness from an early age, but that they're equipped with the motivation and skills to enforce these same norms in others. The primacy of these abilities in development points to their importance in enabling children to navigate complex social and cooperative relationships.